Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
916, getting down fresh out, and Prison Talk. Now this story right here, this calls for a wig split. This father is the lowest of the low. He's a predator. And for any parent out there that allows their child to go to someone else's house for a sleepover, pay attention to the parents that you allow them to sleep over at their house. Creepy new details emerge in a nightmare sleepover where dad allegedly served drug-laced mango smoothies to 12-year-old girls. One of the 12-year-old girls allegedly fed drug-laced mango smoothies by her friend's father during a sleepover claims the creepy Oregon dad was doing tests to see if they were conscious while they pretended to sleep. The child desperately texted a family friend begging for a ride from the Lake Oswego home, saying her friend's 57-year-old dad was making her feel unsafe after he had coerced her and two of her other girls into drinking the smoothies he had laced with benzodiazepine, a depressant that slows the nervous system, according to a probable cause affidavit obtained by the Post. This is a New York Post article. So I'm sleeping and her dad comes down and I'm hugging one of the other girls because she was scared, and he kept moving us away from each other but kept doing tests to make sure we weren't awake, the unidentified girl wrote in a text. Also, the other girl won't wake up, and she did for like 2 seconds, but she kept her eyes closed and didn't talk. The girl added before the family friend agreed to pick her up. When the family friend arrived at the home, the girl stood to get her things, was met by creepy dad, Michael Maiden, who seemed drunk and slurred his speech in response to her leaving, but did not try to stop her, the girl said. Now, we talk about young people and innocence, man, and I say at all costs, protect the kids. A child deserves the right to grow up and have the life of a child, the life of being able to experience free will and the ability to live as a child and not be pressured by adults into things that can life alter themselves in a mental way that can scar them or damage them for life. And these young girls are now scarred for life by a weirdo, a predator, someone who was trying to take advantage of them under the guise of having a sleepover, which now put her daughter in a horrible position. And she's not accountable for any of his actions, but I mean, wow, man, these were her friends. None of this I find entertaining in a sense where, you should be laughing or thinking it's something to write home about. I'm sharing this because as a parent, if you remain silent about situations, or you are one of those parents who don't want to stir the pot, you're just as much as part of the problem, because you're not doing the right thing to speak out whenever something like this occurs or your child is in danger. Your children are your most valuable commodity. You brought them into the world to make the world a better place and to hopefully give them better tools than you were given so that they can elevate your future grandchildren and continue to grow humanity to be a better place for all of us. But you have people like this who are lurking, who are waiting to take advantage of innocence. And they need to be dealt with. And if you're a father or you're a mother and you come across a situation like this, you should not remain silent. You should make it public. Somebody like this needs to be known so that other parents will be aware of their actions and justice can be brought forth. But this is disgusting, man. And this guy, when he hits the prison yard, if he does, because this is in Oregon, who knows what kind of bullshit pass they'll give a guy like this. But those other guys out there that hear about this and they think about if that was their daughter, you already know, man. Piece of shits get what piece of shits deserve. And, a child, they're not capable of defending themselves at a level against somebody like this, 57 years old and a 12-year-old. Come on, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel. Big Herc Talent.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at FreshOutSeries.com.